Hello guys, gals, and everyone in between. It's Guggen, and we are continuing our Let's Play. Like I said last time, I do believe it is going to be an Anjanath. We gotta run down here and speak to the team leader. I did do some investigations and some side quests. I was looking for upgraded gear. That did not happen very well. Turns out, the only gear that would be very helpful in the next fight is not available to me yet. I cannot farm for it without going further into the story. So, aside from that, all things well. I am going to give it a shot with my current armor, which has a negative 15 fire resist. I'm just going to try to avoid the fire breath, and we will see what happens there. I am, however, going to increase my armor. And I'll show you how to do that. One sec. Alright, so when you get to the blacksmith, you go to upgrade equipment, and then you find your piece of gear. In my case, it is this stuff right here. And you'll notice that this one has been upgraded already to 20 defense. Okay, so I'm going to look around. Down here, you'll notice they have upgrades remaining. Every upgrade gives it plus 2 defense. So 3 upgrades would bring these to 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I was able to bring them all up to 20, that would be 24 extra armor on top of my 77. That would put me over 100. So let me see if I've got enough upgrade tokens. Alright, so I've got 8. That is not enough. This particular armor sphere is only worth 1 point each. And each point, I need 2 points for the first level, 5 points for the second, and 5 points for the third. I don't have enough. That's 13 points I need per to max out each piece of gear. You get these armor spheres by completing bounties and side quests for these people. For example, it says there I completed a registered bounty of gathering 6 times at bone piles. I gained 40 research points, which is a form of currency, and an armor sphere. Now that brings me up to 9. I still need another 4, which I don't have yet. I gathered 12 times at bone piles, so I got another one. That brings me up to 10. I'm still 3 short. So as you can see, Wildspire Waste 1. In this case, I need to spend a Vespid Shell and a Medium Monster Bone, and I will get a Camp-in reward. However, if you look at a couple of these other ones, you'll notice that I get Dice Steak, I get a King's Truffle. Most of these ones are one-time items. Register bounties. You can only hold 6 of these at a time, and they have various requests. Hunt large monsters, hunt small monsters, gather insects, mine, and honey. In my case, I do like to double them up whenever possible. For example, I'm going to grab these 2 mining ones, and I'm always killing large monsters. That's kind of the point of the game, so I'll grab that one. And I will grab honey because I'm always on the lookout for that. And for the last one, I'm going to go with the gather insects because I'm always gathering them as well. The small monster culling is also a nice one, but it's more intermittent because they usually just get caught in the attack. So as you can see, when we go into this piece of gear right here, we now have 10 armor spheres, which brings us only 2 points away from maxing this piece out. These pieces and how far you can max them out will increase as you go on. However, it will still be usually better just to replace the piece when you need it, which is why there's a ton of farming in this game. In my case, what I just did took me from 77 armor up to 81. It's not a huge increase, but it will hopefully make a difference. Alright, before we start this quest, you may have noticed I'm not wearing my longsword. I swapped over to the insect glaive. I'm a lot more comfortable with the weapon. I'm still not a master at it. However, to me it's a little bit more fun. The longsword just takes so long, that long spirit attack out, in order to raise its attack power to the 3rd level. And it looks neat and it plays great once it gets there, but it is tedious to get it there. The insect glaive has its own issues, which I will go into in a later part of this video. So we are getting ready to start the story, and I will see you on the other side.
All right.
Hey, welcome back. We almost finished securing base. Only one thing left to do. That's right, your old buddy Anjanath. Before we attempt to capture Zora Magdaros, we need to hunt Anjanath down. can't have it interfering. It's one tough adversary, so stay on your toes.
Oops.
Oh, and before I forget, Chef said he started putting more protein in your pre-hunt meals, whatever that means. Said it should help with your hunts. Either way, drop by the canteen later and find out for yourself. Anyway, powerful monster like Anjanath won't be easy to take down. Remember everything you've learned.
Hold nothing back.
This objective is urgent, meaning it should be your top priority. Use everything at your disposal and hit that brute with all you've got. I plan to,
Time to wrap up
and
defending the base.
hopefully I succeed. We shall see here in a moment. Alright, we are at the canteen. As you can see, it looks slightly different. Okay, and as you can see, we now have access to 4 ingredients instead of 2. Before we only had access to 2. And the increase in ingredients means that we can get a larger health boost if we can get fresh ingredients in all 4. As well as an increased chance of activating any of the feline buffs. In our case, since we are so low on resistance, like I said, negative 15, I am going to go down here to the elemental resist, which is medium. I believe it gives me like 7. It's not going to be a game changer, but it might keep me alive. Alright, here we go. Alright, partner. Last step in securing Estera's defenses is take out the troublemaker Anjanath.
We got this.
While there's one nasty monster, I'm sure you'll be okay. I mean, look at how it looks like a giant ball of cotton candy with sharp teeth. I guess that's one description. Alright. Go to our assigned quests and the Encroaching Anjanath. I'll see you when we get in there.
Our number 1 priority is to secure the base by taking out that Encroaching Anjanath. Use everything at your disposal. That's the way it works here in the New World.
Alright, so here we are. And just a few things to go over real quick before I go after the Anjanath. Insect glaive. It's a glaive, as you can see. And if you hold L2, you get this targeting reticule. If you hold triangle while holding that reticule, you send out this bug. And as you can see, he's fairly slow. Okay, but he also picked up a white icon right there. As a general rule, you have 3 buffs. You have red, which will increase your attack power, your attack combinations. For example, this is my current triangle attack period. And if I can... I probably can't get a red one off of them. When I get red, I get a much faster, much more powerful combination at my disposal. White increases your attack speed, and I believe it increases your movement speed as well for dodges and running around. Then you have yellow, which increases your resistance and defense to a degree. The exact numbers are beyond me. There's quite a few very good videos on YouTube relating to what exactly they do. In our case, we are hunting an Anjanath. There's my first footprint, which should put him in my hunt. And I will see you when we catch up to him. Round 1. Fight! Okay, so as far as the insect glaive, if you'll watch when I send that out, it picked up a yellow, and then when I return it by hitting O, it gives me a yellow buff up there underneath my weapon sharpness ability. It is sometimes really hard. As a general rule, white you will get from movement-based parts of an enemy. Red you will get from attack-based parts of an enemy. And yellow you will get from defensive-based parts. So, one thing I like about the insect glaive is it gives you a lot more mobility options insofar as getting around and getting on top of enemies, especially for airborne enemies and really tall enemies that you're going to want to try to hit them in the face, things like that. So, in my case, Anjanath I generally attack in the feet. And I landed right into his tail swipe right there. I'm going to heal up real quick. As you can see, I swapped out my regular potions for mega potions. This should go a little bit easier than the last time. However, he could still kill me pretty easily, especially when he enrages. One thing about his enrage is it gives him fire abilities. And he can burn you pretty quick with a pretty quick attack. And he retreated. So I'm going to carve up this great Jogress that's sitting here, and then we will continue on. Alright, so you may notice that his icon in the bottom left has turned red. What this actually means is that he's enraged. Later on, the mechanics of enrage will matter more than they do right now. Especially when you're trying to use the clutch claw to slam enemies into walls and things like that. But for the moment... Yeah, I didn't realize didn't have my buffs going. One good thing about this attack, it does a crap ton of damage if you get hit by it. So I don't recommend getting hit by it. But it keeps him occupied for about a good 5 seconds. If you get lucky when he goes to his bite attack, you can stun him out of it before it hits you. And then take his tail swipe. And there's fire! 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 Alright, so as you saw, I rolled several times and I recovered from the fire debuff. That fire debuff is a very painful debuff, and I don't have very much in the way of fire resistance to slow it down. So I'm going to try to keep behind him as much as I can. It seems like he can't one-shot me with it, which is nice. And beats the alternative quite nicely. Sharpen up again, and then we will continue chasing him. That attack would have hurt if it had hit. I am glad I managed to avoid it. If you ever find yourself attacking and the enemy ends up behind you and you can't see him, roll. Pick a direction and roll until you can get eyes on him. Your roll has a very, very slight iframe, and you can hopefully avoid taking a hit. And my buffs wore off again. This is going a lot smoother than my fights against the Togi Kadachi with the longsword. This is a weapon I know a whole lot better. While I may not be a master at it, I can usually make it do what I need it to do. I know the timings for dodges and things like that a whole lot better on this particular weapon, relatively speaking. That doesn't mean I'm always going to get the timing down perfect, or even that I'm going to dodge things that I really should, but it gives me a better chance than I did with the unfamiliar weapon. Like that right there. I think I dodged a little bit too late. And I need to sharpen my weapon again. Hopefully he'll give me a chance. Looks like he is. This attack does have a pretty wide attack range, so you want to be really careful about making sure you avoid it. And it can potentially kill you in one hit. Okay, he's got his fire breath out again. Stay behind him as best I can. Hit bumped me. And my pet staggered him. Missed. Got him that time. I'm doing surprisingly well, all things considered. If you can avoid taking the brunt of that particular attack, the flamethrower, you can actually get a fair few hits on him in the back while he's busy shooting flames in the opposite direction. He does have a cut-offable tail, and I don't know if I'm going to get his tail this time. I'm more focusing on making sure I stay alive than farming particular materials. I stunned him. I do need to back off and heal. I'm at half health. So if I can, I need to back off and heal. That was close. Ooh, that was very close. And he's exhausted, but I'm nowhere near him, so odds are he's going to recover before I get there, so I'm going to sharpen up while he's distracted. And we will, I guess, chase him down again. Oh, he is limping. So that means he's probably going back to his nest. And he's going to go to sleep, and we can capture him. I do believe this hunt is done. I'll see you over at his nest. Alright, so we're back. I'm going to try to get him to trap himself, to save myself a trap. And we'll see how this goes. This right here is a vine tree, and it can and will come down and act as a trap for an enemy. So I'm going to try to stay on the other side of it. I don't know how well this is going to work. That wasn't what I intended, but I have got all three of my buffs ready to go. Oop. Come on, over here. Over here. Of course, the one time I need him to come after me, he's after my pet. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to drop some... Nope, that didn't do it. I guess he wasn't weak enough. I'm glad I didn't waste a trap. It looked like he was limping, though. Yeah, looks like he's limping. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like. I guess he wasn't quite weak enough. But, as you saw, it was a good demonstration of how to utilize the environment for trapping enemies. So I do believe he's limping. He was limping. So I am going to... Nope. He's got a turf war. This could actually kill him. Because I don't know who wins this. I might not get a chance to trap him. It's a Rathalos. Ow. And it looks like I'm going to have to kill him because he ran away from my trap. And the Rathalos killed me.
we can focus our attention towards capturing Zora Magdaros.
Alright, and so that is another quest complete. It looks like my mic cut out partway into the last bit of that last fight. I decided to leave in the emptiness and just do silent comments throughout rather than try to sync up a new commentary with it. We did get some Anjanath materials, and they are okay. I will be farming more of these Anjanath materials in expeditions and investigations in order to get some fire resist gear for the next mission, which is going to be Zora Magdaros. That is a very fire intensive fight, sort of. You'll see when we get there. It's more of an event than a fight. Yeah, we had one death, so we lost a third of our gold. Our Palico went up, got some XP. His gadget went up full level. And our blacksmith armor capabilities have gone up a little bit. That allows us to increase the armor of our gear further than we could before. Thank you guys for watching. We will be doing the Zora Magdaros quest next time around. Leave a like if you liked. Please leave a dislike if you didn't like. And comments. Always comments. I will see you next time. Have a great day.